Good morning, everyone. This is Julie McDonald with Microcom Technologies, and I'd like to thank all of you for attending today's webinar with HPE Networking Instant On. Today's host is David Wynn, and he is their category manager for North America, and he'll be presenting today. If anyone has any questions, submit them in the question box, and David and an associate of his will be also on the webinar and will answer them at the end of today's presentation. David, thank you so very much for being with Microcom today. We greatly appreciate it. I am finished for now. Please go ahead and take it on over.
Thanks, Julie. Thank you for the introduction and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. For those of you who are new to Instant On, welcome. And for those of you who attended our last webinar, welcome back. As Julie mentioned, my name is David Wynn. I'm the category manager for Instant On for North America. And today we're going to talk about a really exciting update that we launched just last month called Instant On Cloud 3.0. So the meat of the webinar will be on that update. But before we get into that, I do want to have a quick refresh for those of you who are new to Instant On or haven't heard of us before. I'll have a quick refresh on who we are and our product line as it stands today. And I also have a special guest with us today, Donna from our global product line management team, and he will be helping us with the Q&A at the end of the webinar. Okay, so Instant On, if you haven't heard of us, we've had this platform out for about 5.5 years now. And we realized that when we created this product line, we needed to have a separate product line just for smaller and medium-sized deployments. If you're familiar with HPE and HPE Aruba, we have very large enterprise customers, very large logos that we are driving with our solutions. But we didn't have anything for the smaller deployments that was more cost-effective and more positioned for that market. So some of the design goals that we had in mind for Instant On was that it had to be cost-effective, priced right for that market. It had to be simple and easy to use, so you can get network up and running in just a few minutes. We understand that this particular market may not have the larger IT resources that an enterprise does, so it has to be easy to use. And we wanted to also have it be performant, very secure, very robust in hardware, and we believe that we've met all of those goals with Instant On. So with Instant On, you get access to a mobile app or a cloud portal that you can use to manage all of your devices. It's single pane of glass for access points and switches. You can manage up to 50 network devices per network site, which is a lot for this particular market. Whether you have a small deployment or a medium deployment, you can use this to manage that network. In terms of security, we support multi-factor authentication for cloud login, but on top of that, and here's something that you can't really see with the data sheet, we take a lot of experience and engineering from our enterprise side, and we distill that down into our Instant On product line just naturally, right? So the security posture that we have to maintain for these larger customers, we naturally inherit that with the Instant On product line, which is great. It makes the product much more secure, and it makes it work from day one when it gets launched on Instant On. Typically, a product when it's launched on Instant On, it's already been launched on the enterprise side, so if there's any kind of bug fixing to be had, it's already been done. So that when it launches on Instant On, it just works right out of the box, which is a great experience for our customers and our market. In terms of performance, all of our access points are Wi-Fi 6 certified, which is great. That's not very common in this particular market. All of our Ethernet switches are Ethernet Alliance certified. So we do take it a step further in terms of testing and validation of our hardware. Again, all of that inherited from our enterprise heritage. You get the benefit of that, with this particular product for the SMB market. And in terms of fees, there are no fees to use our cloud platform. It's completely free to use. There's only a one-time hardware cost. You don't have to worry about deploying controllers or extra software to manage the devices. Everything's just built into the box. And in terms of warranty, we have 2-year warranty for our access points and a limited lifetime warranty for our switches. And in terms of support, we give you 90 days of 24/7 support, starting on the first day that you onboard the device to the cloud, and you get unlimited online chat for the remainder of the warranty. So again, in terms of performance, in terms of hardware, in terms of utilization of the cloud management platform and the warranty and the hardware and the support. That all comes in with the box. No additional fees are tacked on there. And then lastly, we are a trusted vendor in the space. If you're familiar again with HPE Aruba, we are number 2 global, just behind Cisco. So we're not going anywhere. We're a trusted brand, and you can trust that you're getting a high quality product when you buy Incidon. Now here is our wireless portfolio. We actually introduced 4 new access points this year to complete our Wi-Fi 6 portfolio. As you can see here, we also still have Wi-Fi 5, and we expect to sell through our Wi-Fi 5 gear probably by the end of the year. So it's while supplies last kind of situation. But other than that, if you're building a network for today, the best performance and price that you're going to get is on a Wi-Fi 6 access point, and we have a complete lineup here. So as you can see, we've got indoor omnidirectional access points. We have a semi-directional wall mount or desk mount access point, and we also have an outdoor option. And on the wired side of the house, we've got a complete line as well for this market. I'm going to go from right to left to talk about the use cases where you would use different series. If you've got a situation where you're deploying a lot of compute and storage for a customer, you're probably going to look towards a 1960 series switch. You're going to want the fastest performance that you can get on the wired side to make sure that those resources are available to the rest of the network. From there, if you don't have that type of use case, you're most likely going to buy a 1930 series switch, which is our best seller for the category. It's going to give you the best value for the price, especially on the 24 and 48 port versions. You get 4 10 gig SFP plus uplinks, which allow you to create a very high speed backbone for your network. And it's very, very cost effective with those features. From there, if you've got a more budget constrained deployment that you have to work with, you're going to start looking at an 1830 series, which is a small step down from the 1930 series. And then if you need something that's just plug and play, then that's going to be a 1430 series switch. And we also have Incidon branded transceivers and DAC cables. So these transceivers and DAC cables are fully validated to work with our Incidon on switches. We don't do anything to block third-party transceivers, but if you do decide to use a third-party transceiver, if you've got any compatibility issues, we can't really help you there. But if you buy an Incidon transceiver or DAC cable, it's fully validated to work. And if you do have issues, our tech support will be able to support you with troubleshooting. All right, so that's our product line in a nutshell. I know it was very, very fast, but I just wanted to do a quick refresh of that for those of you who are not familiar with Incidon. Now let's talk about our Incidon 3.0 launch, which was for free, that we just launched last year. Last month. So we started our marketing. We started our marketing campaign on July 16th, and we actually started the rollout on July 22nd. So if you're a current Incidon user, you probably would have seen the update already. And here are the new features for Incidon 3.0. We're not going to go through everything on this call, but I just wanted to show you the large laundry list of features that we've added for this free update. I'm going to focus on what's bolded here, which I believe are the most important updates for the platform. But as you can see here, some of these other features are pretty self-explanatory. It's just exposing an extra knob for cloud configuration for the most part. But I'm going to be focusing more on the user interface and what we've enhanced there. So here we've got our managed site list. Now previously, how we showed the sites on our portal is that it was simply just a site name in a block, and we didn't really provide a lot more information about the health of the network on the dashboard. Now we've completely revamped that so that if you're looking at all of your sites, especially with this new concept of health cards, you can see very clearly which networks are having issues with devices that are offline, or maybe you have clients that have weak or poor signal quality. Those particular sites will bubble up to the top of your list. So that is very, very, very easy to see. We've also introduced this new concept with a filter bar. a search filter bar on the top. And if you're renaming your sites or naming your sites in a very meaningful way, with a keyword or something like that, maybe you have a particular keyword for a customer or a particular keyword for a region, you can easily filter all of the sites with that keyword by using the filter bar on top. So again, we show a lot more information now than we did before on the dashboard. You can see it in a block view, or you can see it in a list view, as you can see here. And then the third view that we have is map view, which now you can attach a geolocation per network site, which will allow you to see it on a map. So if you've got many sites nationwide, it's very nice to see all the different locations on the map. And then it'll also, again, bubble up the health score for each network, so you can easily see which ones are having problems and dive deeper into those networks to see how you can fix them. So here's what the site view looks like now. If you click on through to the site, previously we had maybe 4 widgets where it didn't show as much information as it does now. Now we have 7. So instead of clicking through different menus to try to get to the information that you need, we've got these 7 informational cards that are at the forefront whenever you click on a site. And what I really want to hone in on is the health card, because that's really, really important. So if you click on the health card, this is what it shows you. It'll give you a 24-hour timeline of what has happened within the network. And the feedback that we got before from our previous iteration is that you could get a notification in real time if something goes offline or if there's an issue. But what if you missed that notification, right? And then it's very difficult to dig it back out to figure out when it happened. So now we show you a 24-hour timeline of the site so that you can pinpoint exactly when something happened. And we also have a running list of all the issues within the site in that same view, so that you can address them one by one very, very easily. And now we just added this for 3.0. We have new user account roles. Previously, we just had an admin role that had access to everything, but now we've added 3 extra roles that have different access rights. So now that if you've got like a level 1 tech that you want to give only viewer access to, you can do that. If you've got maybe somebody that's just right under the head of IT that you want to give access to everything, but you don't want them to be able to manage users or delete sites, you can have that too with the operator role. We have a concept called delegate role, where we want to give that delegate only specific access to certain configurations. We're still fleshing that out, and it's still evolving over time, but the idea is that we'll allow you to customize exactly the settings that the delegate has access to, and they won't have access to anything else. It'll just be viewer access to the rest, for the rest. So this is very, very nice, a nice enhancement that we've done to our cloud. And previously, you could only have 3 admins per network site, which it wasn't a lot. Now we've increased that to 25. So you can have 25, doesn't matter what role you want them to be in, but up to 25 per network site, which is great, because you can have a couple accounts for maybe the end user, because they want to have viewer rights to it to see what's going on in the network. But then maybe you have a level 2, level 1 tech that needs a different type of user account role. Now you can add them to the network site as well. Okay, and site cloning. So for the use case where you've got deployment that's kind of cookie cutter, and say you want to have the same type of configuration across 20 sites nationwide, once you create that first site, you can now easily clone that site multiple times, as many times as you want, actually. And the other cool thing about cloning a site is that you don't necessarily have to have the devices online right then and there in order to clone and configure the site. Previously, when you would create a site on 2.9, we would require you to have the devices online and connected to the cloud before you can create the site, because it would have to detect the devices by serial number or by QR code scan. But now what you can do, since you can clone a site, you can actually clone a site. You don't have to add the devices right then and there. You can add the devices later, and you can clone as many times as you want. So you can essentially go in and clone, and maybe you've got a small customization that you need to create on that particular location. You can do that too before you have the devices online. And then once you send the devices online, you can complete that last step by adding the devices live through serial number or what have you. And lastly, policies and schedules. We made it very, very easy to create schedules and policies now. Before, what you would have to do is you'd have to dive into each feature and create a separate schedule for that feature. but now we've created a concept to make it more efficient where you can create just a schedule in and of itself, and you can apply that schedule to different actions. So if you have actions that share the same schedule, you don't have to create that same schedule over and over and over. You can create that one schedule, say maybe it's Monday through Friday, business hours, right? You create that schedule, and then you can apply certain things. You can apply, the light content blocking if you want to do that. You can apply turning on and off the SSID during a certain amount of time. You can all do that in one place, very, very easy, rather than having to, manage that individually per feature. So we've made it much more efficient to apply policies and schedules with 3.0 moving forward. Okay, that is it. I mean, it's really, really fast update. I think seeing is believing. So if you have the ability to sign up for Instant On and create a cloud account, I would encourage everybody to do that. It's completely free. And you can check out to see what the user interface looks like. And if you have the ability to, obviously grab a unit and put it through its paces, and we'd love to hear your feedback on it as well. And with that, I will turn it over back to Julie, and we will handle the Q&A.
Hi, David. Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. And yes, we've got some audience questions for you. Let's go ahead and get started with the first one. Here we go. First question. What are the maximum throughput and client capacity of the AP11?
For the AP11, it's a 2x2 Wi-Fi 5 access point. I don't have the total aggregate bandwidth off the top of my head, but we can definitely, Donna, would you happen to have that?
Let me get that. I don't have it handy, but I'll try to get that. We can go to the next question and I can share it.
Okay, so Donna will work on that, but again, it's a 2x2 Wi-Fi 5 access point. I can go back to the screen here that shows all of our access points here.
Okay.
To answer that question. Okay. Right, so the AP11 is 2x2. We also have the AP21, which is our Wi-Fi 6 version of the 2x2. So I would say that if you're looking towards an AP11, you may want to look towards an AP21 too for more future proofing if you're interested in Wi-Fi 6. I think right now it's a good time to invest in Wi-Fi 6. It's about time. I think next year we will have a Wi-Fi 7 option. And by then, there will be more Wi-Fi 7 and Wi-Fi 6E option. So it'll make sense for us to have a Wi-Fi 7 option next year. But I think for this year, we are definitely seeing the trend that everybody's transitioning from Wi-Fi 5 to Wi-Fi 6.
Excellent, thank you.
Julie,
go ahead, Donna.
Yeah, the max aggregate data rate for an AP11 is 1167 Mbps, which includes both the 2.4 and 5 GHz. The max recommended number of active clients per AP is 50 for this AP11. And again, it's just a recommendation that we give. It's not a hard limit, but we recommend to have max 50 active clients per AP.
Thank you very much for that, Donna. I appreciate you, checking on and elaborating on that answer. Let me go to question number 2. How easy is it to scale an HPE networking instant on network with multiple APs?
It's extremely easy. So, once you create a network site and you create that configuration for your wireless, it's just a matter of adding more devices to that network site. And those access points will automatically adopt whatever configuration that you've created. So you don't have to keep duplicating that configuration over and over per access point. It just adopts whatever you've done in that network site.
Excellent, thank you very much. And let me just say, Donna, if you ever want to just jump in, please do, and I will let you finish whatever it is you want to contribute, of course. Next question here. Are there any known compatibility issues with certain devices or software?
Not that I'm aware of. Obviously, there's a lot of software out there, so I can't say with 100% certainty that we'll have compatibility. But I mean, the idea behind this product line is that you're managing everything within our platform. So when it comes to management, we prefer that you use the cloud platform for everything, right? But in terms of compatibility with certain client devices and what have you, we're all standards based, with HPE Aruba and HPE networking and so on. So it'd be very, very unlikely that there's a compatibility issue. But if there is, again, our support is here to support you. We will be able to address that, and the support team that's supporting this product line is the same exact support team that's supporting on our enterprise side as well. So you're really getting that expertise from the support team. If you do have an issue, that they'll be able to solve it for you.
Just to add on that, right, as you could see on this screen, all our APs are Wi-Fi certified, which means, right, like we are pretty much standard oriented, and we send our device to the Wi-Fi Alliance where they test our products and then they certify us. So it's not, this is an example for the APs that are all Wi-Fi certified, and for the switches, we do PoE certifications, and all our switches are certified for PoE. So we rely on standards, and if we can review our product line, and all our products are certified basically.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And regarding support, our team is always very interested in if we need technical support. Would that be the easiest way to go about it, is to go to your website? Is there a technical support tab? What do you suggest, David?
Yeah, there's a support section in our website, in our Instant On website, and I can provide that Instant On website after this webinar. But going to that support section will give you all of the support options, whether you want to call in or whether you want to talk to someone on chat. You can access it all there within that website.
Great, thank you so much for that. Next question here for you. Can the AP models be integrated with third-party security solutions?
That's kind of a broad question. I would say that there isn't anything on our access points or our switches that blocks any kind of traffic or any kind of sensor. If you want to use, for example, like a firewall or a gateway from another vendor, you can absolutely do that. Our products will just piggyback off of that. In order for you to configure the devices, you really just need to make sure that it's got a connection to the cloud, right? Because this is all cloud-based. But other than that, we don't really do anything to block. In terms of whatever the requirement is on that third-party software that it needs, that's something that we can discuss whether we support that or not. But I can't say with 100% certainty that we support all third-party applications, because it really depends on what the requirement is from that third party.
If I understand, or if we can just look at a different perspective of the same question. So if it's like based on the wireless client authentications, it's easy on our portal, right? So you can just integrate any on-prem or the cloud-based Radius server. If you are trying to do a wireless client authentication, it's easy enough. You can integrate with a third-party solution, and it's also available for the Capital Portal solution if you are trying to do for an hospitality vertical, and if you're interested to do an integration with your own Capital Portal servers, or if it's a cloud-based solution. So we do have all those integration possible for our portal. It's easy enough to integrate any third-party Radius or a Capital Portal server that can be integrated to our solution, and it works well.
Excellent. Thank you both, David and Donna, for those explanations. I greatly appreciate it. I'm sure our audience does too. Let's see, I got a couple more questions here. Can you provide examples of successful deployments of the AP models and 14 and 18 and 19 series switches in various industries? I realize that's a broad question too.
We do have some case studies available on our website, so I would recommend to go there to check them out. But one case study that I can remember off the top of my head is that we had a huge win with YMCA for our AP22. We deployed over 220, I believe, access points with them to revamp their YMCA gyms in the greater Boston area. So that's just one logo that we had won recently. But we have a few more And if you check out the case study section within our website, then you can see them all.
Excellent. Thank you, David. It's very much something good to rely on, that you guys, with this technical industry, you put a lot of information on your website, which is extremely helpful and appreciative. Okay, here we go. A couple more questions. This one is regarding HPE networking instant on's V 3.0. Do you regularly update the website? Which I just mentioned, your website's very well packed with information.
Yeah, when it comes to our cloud updates, we typically like to have maybe 3 releases a year. So we're updating it often, and I think the reason why we're making such a big splash with 3.0 is that it's such a huge change to what we've had previously, that we warranted that that change in number, right? Usually it'll be like 2.9, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, but this time around we felt like this is a huge change for us. This is a huge update for us, and it's all for free for everybody. So we called it version 3.0, and this is just the beginning. So as we have more releases, in the next coming months, we will have one, I believe, around November, December timeframe, and then maybe another one 3 to 4 months from that. You'll start to see 3.1, 3.2, et cetera, coming out.
Excellent. Thank you so much. David, can you touch on your product warranties?
Yes, absolutely. So I went through it very, very quickly earlier.
Yes.
But with the access points, we have a 2-year warranty, right? So for the first 90 days, you get 24/7 phone support, and that 90 days starts when you onboard the device to the cloud for the first time. And from there, it's a 2-year warranty. So after the 90 days, you can still get support from us, but it'll be unlimited chat support for the remainder of that 2 years. For the Ethernet switches, it's limited lifetime, so it's a little bit different. You still get the first 90 days for phone support, but from there, for the remainder of the limited lifetime of the warranty, you get unlimited chat support.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that. Last question here for you. Can you touch on where your products are manufactured?
That's something that I can't mention. It's proprietary information.
Oh, okay. I understand. No problem at all. Thank you so much, David and Donna, for answering all of those questions. And thank you to everyone attending today's webinar. And if anyone happens to have any further questions, please feel free to contact your sales rep or email us at sales@microcomtech.com. And if you wish to view any of the products mentioned and shown here today, please remember that this webinar presentation has been recorded and it will be uploaded to our Microcom YouTube channel so we can all view it again. Thank you, David and Donna, for your time and your presentation today. I will reach out and perhaps have another webinar with you before the end of 2024. So look for me to reach out to you again. And until next time, gentlemen, we appreciate it and look forward to it. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you so much. Thank you for everyone's time.
Thanks,
Welcome.
everyone. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.